Welcome to the Dis Dat podcast, episode 58, bro. This is a nice Saturday here, rainy Sydney, bro, October the 7th, 2021. Or the way I've just got into the studio now, it's way later than what I usually do, but I mean, I had a legitimate excuse today. I didn't sleep very much last night. I've been up since 2 o'clock last night, so I know what Dimchep feels like. He's the other way around. Like, he stays up till 9 a.m. and then he can't sleep because he's frazzled, but I went to bed at 9 p.m. and then I've been up since 2 a.m. because my son has been unwell. It's the first time today that I've actually had to go and take him to the hospital. Now, my missus was at work. My missus works long shifts on the weekends sometimes, and I called her. I've been giving this guy Nurofen, Panadol. He's whinging, whining, screaming. Hasn't stopped, bro. And from 2 o'clock, he's sweating, he's hot. I'm thinking to myself, this bloke, he's got a cold or he's teething, but he's not. Usually when babies are teething, they drop a shit in their pants, all runny shit everywhere. They reek, their breath reeks. They're dribbling like some fat girl at an ice cream shop. And that's not just girl, that could be a bloke as well. So if you're going to cut girl or bloke or any of the other genders that they've made up. So anyone can have it, right? So now I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this guy? I don't know what to do. Like, I need to do a podcast. I got other things to wrap today, but I didn't. I didn't go to work. I obviously couldn't go to a podcast. My old lady, lucky she came in and she gave me a little hand with minding him now, so I can go. She's going to feed him and put him to bed so I can wrap this little podcast episode. Because, I love it, and I'm sure that there's some people out there that like it as well, and that's the name of the game. Plus sponsors paying cash, so I'm not gonna cut them out. That's for sure. So I ended up, he was very unsettled, pumping Panadols, pumping Nurofens, nothing's working, still screaming. So I took him to the Randwick Children's Hospital, and this is a little message. This week has been a bit of it's getting worse and worse with the corona and the politicians and the distrust and the debate about freedom. Is this a free country? Is it not a free country? Are the people good? Can they be trusted? Can we trust each other anymore? Can we trust the media anymore? This is the way to divide a country. That's the perfect attitude. That's the perfect environment, and that's the perfect storm to destroy a country. That's how you destroy families, bro. From within, distrust. Husband and wife, distrust. Children, don't trust, don't love, don't respect. And then, what do you think's going to happen? They're not going to bolster together and become an untouchable force. They're going to just fall apart for the next family that is strong to come in for a pounding. All right? So, it is, look, we do this unto ourselves. That's the opening statement in this week's monologue, bro. Because at the start of each episode, I throw a monologue together, all freestyling, bro. I'm like Vanilla Ice out here, but with way better hairstyle and way better style in general. This guy used to wear parachute pants and streak his hair and then put, I'm not going to go on the streaking the hair. We spoke about that. I've done that before. But he used to blow dry his streaked hair and then do a couple of things in his eyebrows, cuts in his eyebrows. I've never been that funky. I've never decided to pop an earring on. All right, anyway. So it's been a disgruntled week in the media. It's all coming to a head because, talking about heads, the heads have got the most opinions. All right, let's be honest. I am partial head, so maybe 50% of the genetic is head for me. So I'm not judging thy. So don't think that you're out here, right? You've got a Rode microphone, you're judging us, 80,000 downloads, this, that. I'm not, bro. I'm an observer. I'm like an eagle just sitting on top of a roof somewhere having a look down at the suburbs, feeling, why am I here? So I went to it's been a disgruntled week. Now we're going to talk about, of course, Gladys Beridiclian. She quit yesterday. So, that was a shock. She came out onto the microphone. It looks like someone slapped her in the head with 2 wet fish. She didn't look good. She looked like me, like she hadn't slept all night. We'll get to that later. Plus, all I see on the news is just division, people not trusting Australia. Alex the Great Volkanovski had a brawl last week. He said, I did it for Australia because Australia's in the worst state that it's ever been in. So we're going to have to chat about all of this stuff, and I'm going to give you my very uneducated opinion about it. And then if you're going to cut that, you're going to just hashtag at least unverified underneath. But who knows, bro? Sometimes you don't need verification. You can just come out here with an Audi mindset and nail things without even knowing deep info about them, all right? While I'm doing this video podcast, there's two huge cameras in my head. There's two screens on the side. They're mirroring everything I do, obviously, in real time. So it spins me out in my periphery. I'm just seeing myself like an immaculate agent copying me. It's a little bit threatening, bro. Anyway, so I went to the hospital, got my son. I go, we got to go, bro. So the missus goes, listen, pack clothes for him, pack clothes for yourself, have a shower quickly, because you might be there for a couple of days. And, you know, who knows what's wrong with the bloke. Like, he's crying. It's been 2 days now that he hasn't been well. So I said, all right, no worries. I packed him. Obviously, my heart's hurting because I don't want him to be in pain. He's grizzling the whole time. Dada, dada, non-stop. He doesn't know many words. He knows dada, mama, diddle, baba. And then nana, which is eat, pu, that's poo, and then, I don't know, cot. I thought it was cock, but it's cot. So he knows how to say, he knows how to get to the cot. Like, he points there and he goes, cot, right? Now, I get to the hospital, bro. Now, if you could say, firstly, I called the medical center. I call the medical center and I go, some lady, Afrula, answers the phone. She, hello, Afrula, it's the medical center, man. And I go to her, all right, look, I got my son, needs to see a doctor. She goes, I don't have a doctor today available. We're flat sticking here, bro. It's the middle of a pandemic. I go, cut it, Afrula. When can I come and see a doctor, him or her? When? She goes, I've got a 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I go, yeah, no worries. Okay, lock me in. What's your name? I go, Vlad. She goes, all right, what do you drive? Audi. She goes, I can put you first, right? So she puts me at 9 o'clock. And then she goes to me, just before you come, has he got a temperature? I go, yes. She goes, he's going to need a COVID test, man. I go, what? What are you talking about? The kid's been crying for 2 days straight. COVID test. I need to come and see a doctor, bro. She goes, yeah, he needs a COVID test, man. Go to the hospital, get a COVID test. I go, well, when can I come and see you then? Doesn't it take 2-3 days? She goes, hopefully if you get a quick one, it can come by tomorrow. But I can't even lock that appointment in, man, because it's 10 now and you've called me and it's less than 24 hours. I go, my son is 17 months old, bro. What are you doing? Shouldn't you favour the old and the young? Like, isn't that the way it is? Pregnant, young kids and old people on their last legs should be getting first. Don't worry about some 35-year-old guy that went out illegally partied at his mate's house and did 2 bags and now he's sweating and got a temperature. He's just coming down. You don't need to look at him. Get him to do a COVID test. Not my son. He's dropped the shit 3 times in his pants and he doesn't know how to say anything except for those words that are previously mentioned. And she goes, nah, you can't do it. So I got the shits. I go, good luck to you, bro. Hang up the phone. I'm not going to deal with you. The worst, like a Subaru dealer. So I ended up just jumping the car, went straight to the children's hospital. Now when I walk in there, bro, there's women everywhere. Okay, so there's nurses, triage, doctors, nurses, I don't know what you call them. They're all there with open arms, bro. There's a little kid in the foyer area. I walk in. Some girl walks in who's 6'1". I don't know whether she's playing for the Australian basketball team in the Olympics, the female ones, but she's the tallest thing I've ever seen in my life. Her and her mum, she's standing there. She's got jeans on, a little singlet, dressing up like 16-year-old girls do, but very tall. She doesn't look young from the back. She looks like she could be 26. And her mum is there. Her mum goes, Stacey is 16 years old. And she goes, oh, 16? Well, why'd you bring her to the children's hospital? And she goes, oh, isn't it up to 16? And she goes, you're going to need to go next door, but that's all right. Take her and sit her on this chair so we can weigh her. The way she sat on this chair, this is a kid's chair. It was like me going to my daughter's preschool and sitting on one of those little chairs. And you know how I look? I look like Donkey Kong in a go-kart. It's not right. So this poor little thing, she she's freaking out about something. And so I needed to hear what she was worried about, what her problem was. So I'm kind of listening a little bit, holding my son, but kind of listening at the same time. She sits on the chair and they go, 74 kilos. She gets up, and it's the heaviest kid that they've ever seen since a little Samoan guy walked in that just keeps eating cheeseburgers every day at home while his dad drinks a slab of VB after work every day. Not generalizing, just saying there's a chance that that could happen in this parallel universe or this current one. So I sit there, and then the lady goes, what's wrong with you? She goes, I actually had a COVID jab 2 weeks ago, and ever since then my heart's been racing. And I go, this is it. Your heart's not been racing, bro. You're 16 years old. Your heart's not been racing. Your TikTok has been racing, and your Instagram has been racing, and you're flying through them like it's a competition to try to see who's going to tell you about the vaccine and what's good and what's not. She goes, it's directly correlated to the vaccine. I know it. And the nurse goes, settle down, all right, hero? Let me just do some tests. They do a little bit of test, blood pressure, this pressure, that pressure. And then they just literally 3 minutes later, just looked at her and go, your heart's totally normal, man. And she goes, oh, really? Can I Snapchat about this, but? They go, no, you can't, man. Get out of here. We've got people with real problems. So they got up 3 minutes later. They got up and her mum goes, see, I told you, Stacey's nothing wrong with you. And she was just like, why, bro? I would have done the best TikTok about this. I would have done the best Snapchat. I would have got viral off this. I might have got interviewed by The Project, by one of those dimwits, right? So I was sitting there. I was a little bit shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked about anything, to be honest. Not much shocks me these days. Everything's upside down, so you can't shock. A wombat could have walked in and spoken English to the lady and said, you know, I need to go and get my chest x-rayed. And I would have been, all right, it's 2021. Let's crack on. So they pick up my little boy. They test him. Yes, he's hot. Yes, this and that. We're going to need to put him in a bed to observe him. I go, all right, let's go. So we go inside. The poor little guy's clinging onto me like a koala, won't let go, screaming, sweating, crying, doesn't want to be around these nurses, even though they're the sweetest things. While I was checking in, they want to know everything about you, what size your wife's tits are. They're just asking about everything. What's this? What's that? Where do you do? Who are you? You know, I'm telling her, my son's unwell. Can we do this while he's getting tended to? No, we need to do it now, man. I go, all right, no worries. There's some lady with purple hair comes around with a gun that shoots out bubbles. So she's doing bubbles to my son, and he's loving it. He's popping the bubbles. Some other nurse, oh, how cute is he? Little machine, actually. That's the only nurse that he was waving at, that little machine of a nurse. Look, some Colombian or some Ian at the end. And she would just walk around, machine. Like, I'm not looking at her, all right? I'm married, happily married. You could see the ring now on the video. But call a spade, machine's a machine. So she's there and she's like, hello, what's your name, hello? And he's just looking at her the whole time, bro. I could see that he already had my strategies. So that confirmed it, even though he's got blonde hair, blue eyes and a huge schlong. I don't need the DNA test anymore. I'm going to set the kit back. I'm going to send it back. Anyway, so we go inside, I laid him down. The doctor came out, she's like a junior doctor, whatever, but she works with kids all the time. You know, they do the testing on him. They look down his throat. They looked up his nose. They looked in his ears. They checked his heartbeat, this beat, that beat, his stomach. They're pushing on it, and all of that stuff. And look, he was all right. And they said that he's got some viral infection of the throat and the nose and the ears. So it's only. I'm a ticking time bomb now. So I want to do what my mate did. And he said whenever he felt slightly under the weather or he had come into contact with some people that had the cold, and he goes, I started feeling a little bit with the bones, feeling a bit shit, he would go and buy a bottle of Jack Daniels and polish this thing. Polish it. He goes, 1 bottle of Jack, 1 bottle of Coke, 2-litre bottle of Coke, 1 bottle of Jack, pack of Durries. Now, no virus is going to survive that onslaught of toxins. I was going to say toxicity, but toxins can't survive that. Like, because the shit that he's putting in, far more potent than the actual flu. Whatever the flu's coming in, that can only lay you out for a week or two. The stuff that he's putting in could send you to hospital for months. You know what I mean? And a whole diet regime and ongoing doctors and remedial work. So I thought to myself after this podcast, I might have to pump a couple of drinks, definitely just to get the antiviral qualities going down the throat, you know what I mean? And tomorrow, get up, lick a river, sweat, this, that, get it out of the pores. That's the way I started my weekend. You know, you always got plans and then life happens. I think John Legend said that. So life is what happens when you're making other plans. John Legend, the guy that's married to a complete maniac, whatever her name is, Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy, look at me, Teigen. And he said that, and I reckon that was good. He probably sang it to her on the piano while she was laying on the couch naked with a G-string backwards. Now, I went... And I was observing things like a lone wolf, obviously I observe, and I'm very grateful for the service. But again, to circle back to my original observation about how everything's coming to a point socially, how there's distrust in the government, distrust in people, in your neighbour, distrust in your friends, almost families, things are starting to become unstuck at the seams because of the lockdown, because of the COVID, because of all these unprecedented times that we've never lived through. Now, I'm like Churchill out here doing this speech, bro. I need to be on top of a mountain with fish and bread at the moment. But again, unverified. This is all free balling, free falling, free flowing. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's coming off the top, bro, as Drake would say. It's coming straight off the dome. It's coming straight off the dome. Well, one of these other bumbling idiots. Now, I'm sitting there watching, and I was just impressed. Very impressed by the level of care, attention, attention to detail, service. Just the approach was beautiful, bro. The girls, they looked after the kid. They looked after me. They got me coffee. They got me water. They got me something to eat, some fruit. They asked if I wanted sandwiches. I go, don't do that, like shredding. And then, like my son, obviously, they're giving him jelly, throwing some custard down his throat. He's loving it. He's trying to sleep. You know, I'm trying this and that, but when you go to establishments like that, when you're in uncertain times, like when you got the cold or sick or you don't know what's wrong with you, you're symptomatic, your son could be sick, you could be sick, and you get taken care of like that, you think to yourself, that doesn't happen everywhere, and thank God for people like that, all right? Now, nurses and stuff, traditionally around the world, this is who you want to try to be like a little bit more, bro. They take their shit seriously. They take what they're doing passionately. They're not there to fuck spiders like that guy Tim said in the Westpac meeting. Now, that guy's not taking anything seriously, all right? He can't wait till Friday comes along to buy 2 six-packs and go to his mate's house, sit on the balcony. Now, this girl, she maybe does the same thing, but put in the 7 years of work. Trials, tribulations, dedications. 106.5, Richard Mercer, bro. So I was impressed, bro. And I just want to say thanks to people like that, and it inspired me to be more like that, to bring more strategies to gladiators out there, to be more strategies to my clients, to my missus, to my kids. I mean, it just happened, so I'm pumped up. I'm on a bit of a high. I'm inspired at the moment. And, you know, if my habits don't follow this, I'll just fall back into the same stuff as yesterday. But get inspired, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. Questions for Vlad. What do we got? Tony Mashevsky, how do you deal with toxic people in your work team? How do you deal with toxic people in your work team? Tony Mashevsky, look, bro, that's firstly, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. You know, there's the saying, I think it is, something like that. 1,000,000 ways to skin a cat. So you can deal with it in many ways, bro. But the best way is to maybe distance yourself. And then if they continue being toxic, you know, left, right, hook, uppercut, this, that. No, I'm only joking. Don't fight. You don't want to fight, bro. Okay? So maybe just assert yourself in a way where you let them know that you're not interested to be mates here. You're here to rap. That's how I would do it. Bro, like first I'd look out the back. He's driving a Mazda 6. 2007 edition with hubcaps. I'd be like, listen, Jace, don't talk to me, bro. I'm here to rap. There's no disrespect. Pump a beer on a Friday if we've got, you know, if we've wrapped a deal or whatever, but don't come up to me telling me that your wife does your head in every day and you want a divorce and you hate your kids and you hate your job and real estate's too hard, for example. Just go and get a lifestyle, bro. I'm out here to rap. So now that's the way I would do it. But I've got no manners like that. If someone is doing my head in the office, I'll put him in their place so quick his head would spin. But that's just me. Otherwise, I'll do it subtly. Like, I'll be like, "Hey, you had enough, bro? Like, you're just whinging all day. Can you throw yourself over there in that corner?" I'll do it. That's subtle for me. But there's some other people that will just live in the toxic soup, and then they'll become toxic. And look, I've learned because that's happened to me. So everything that I'm talking about on this podcast, it's happened to me. So I'm speaking from experiential points. That's not even a word. I've made it up like that. So, and also when I'm speaking to you guys, I'm speaking to myself. Like, I'm trying to take my own advice out here. And it's immaculate advice. It is. So I go to this bloke, I'd say that. So distance yourself. Make yourself very clear that you don't, and that's the thing, you can't be agreeable too much to a certain point because they will just laugh at you and then they'll come and continue being toxic around you. You need to establish some boundaries. Boundaries, the best way, if you like your work, ensconce yourself in your work. Throw yourself into the work, bro. When they come at, "Hey, let's go for a durry, bro. Hey, have a look at this TikTok. Have you seen this new porn star?" Just go, "Bro, can you go over there, do someone else's head in, bro? I'm not here to fuck spiders." I said it twice in this podcast again, and I hate that saying. And just focus on your work. Tell the bloke to write some bigger goals in his life. All right? So you need to assert yourself. And if the toxic person is a 200 kilo bodybuilder, maybe assert yourself in a polite way. Just say, if you wouldn't mind, bro, going over there and reading your Muscle and Fitness magazine while you eat your poached chicken, while I wrap this sale, bro. But I can't be dealing with this constant onslaught from you. So that would be one of the ways that I deal with toxic people in the work team. If the whole work team is toxic, and I've had a mate that's 7 different jobs, 8 different jobs, every job he goes to is toxic. He goes, they're toxic, they're corrupted, they're this and that. He's in advertising or one of these other heathenistic rituals that they do. And then I go to him, "Bro, just look at yourself in the mirror for a second, and is there one chance that maybe you're the toxic one?" Because I will look at it like that. If you change 7 or 8 locations, like me, before I went into real estate, I lost 5 jobs. I got fired from everything. Do you reckon all those jobs were in the wrong, or was it me, bro? It was me. I was in the wrong, bro. I'm out there turning up late, falling asleep in the display units. I'm out there dumping sand on the wrong house. I'm out there giving a little phone freebie to Dimchair when he comes to pick it up on a Thursday night at Hurstville, Westville under the escalators before my VL Calais got stolen. And that was karma straight there. It was the first experience of karma. It was the most gut-wrenching one too, bro. So sometimes maybe you're the toxic one. Not saying you are at times, but I know my mate was. They changed 50 jobs. He's the toxic one. And now he works from home, bro. That's a perfect place for him. Even the bricks of his house can't hack him. But if the people are all toxic, and there's definitely cesspools of toxic environments where you walk in there, it's been corrupted from the top down, from the boss, and because the boss is a catastropha, everyone else becomes a catastropha, and then, you can smell it. The fish stinks from the head. You leave, bro. Gone. Life's too short. Take my advice on this. Life is too short, all right? It's not going to be your last job. It's probably not going to be your last career, all right? You might be a TikToker in a few years' time. So just pick your stuff up, move on. If it's one particular person, make it known that you're not here to tie shoelaces. You're here to rap. There's your answer, brother. Questions for Vlad? All right, the topic of the week, the flavour of the week, the big goss, bro. Gladys Beridiclian quit. She resigned from her position as the Premier of New South Wales. She has had a tornado of a career as a New South Wales Premier. A lot of good stuff and some questionable stuff, some not so good stuff, bro. There's people from both sides of the spectrum yelling out. The louder the people, the more higher in the grandstands they are. Okay? They're not doing anything in Parliament. Now, obviously, there's some people in Parliament that are very, very loud, and they should be. But if you're chucking a can of V at someone at the back of a ute on the way to pick up a bag from someone, then you shouldn't be saying shit. You're very lucky that you even got roads and you've got a stop sign that will stop you from colliding into the nearest semi-trailer coming your way. So I mean, exercise a little bit of gratitude unless you want to get in the game. That's what my mate said to me today, and that was actually good. Don't yell from the grandstands, get in the game, bro. All right, so she quit because now this is what I've got from it. Gladys quit because she's under investigation by some company called the ICOC. Now, ICOC is I think it's Independent Commission of Corruption, something like that. ICOC. Now, these guys are a bunch of heads that, it's like in America, the what do they call it? Internal affairs, dude. Where they come into the government, they come into the police station or wherever these things are, and they find corruption, and then they do research, they do a case on them, and then they sue them, or they throw them in jail sometimes. They take you to the cleaner, they throw you in the slammer. So she's under investigations from something that happened a while ago because she was pumping, going left in a relationship with some guy called Jerry Maguire from Wagga Wagga. Now, firstly, what's a WOG doing in Wagga Wagga? That's it. I thought that would have worked, but I mean, it's far away. But Beridiclian, she went over there with Jerry Maguire, and apparently he has been founded, or he's still under. Now, this is all vague, bro. It's all very vanilla for me. I'm fence-sitting on this shit because I have no idea about it. It's not like I'm talking about an Audi here. I'm talking about politicians, which I can't hack. All right? I don't love them or hate them. I just can't hack them. I've got bigger things to do. Now, and ICOC jumped on, and they're like, right, this Jerry Maguire guy, I mean, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Kind of a bloke, wrapping deals left, right, and centre, and they think that maybe that he's gone down shifties, making cash with Vlad properties, villas, land, apartments, duplexes. Maybe he's in property benefiting because he's in government. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, bro? Like, who knows, bro? It's not verified. He's going to get tried. Right? And Beridiclian, ICOC hit her up and they go, you got to get tried too, bro, because maybe you were withholding information. Who knows what you're doing? Were you dumping cash? Were you pulling cash, getting cash? Who knows, bro? It's always about cash. But the ICOC people, they can't wait to get people out, right? So that's their job. His job is to get you out if you're doing something wrong. So they're like a dog with a chokehold. What's it called? Lockjaw. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until they find out everything. And they can't hack politicians. So they're these bureaucratic freaks that sit there and eat Subway sandwiches every single day, the same meal every day. They can't wait to go in their little brown coats. So they're going to go and make sure that she gets the full extent, the full length of the law, and make sure. Look, I hope she's not guilty, bro. I hope she's found not guilty. Now there'd be people on the other side listening to this. She's guilty. She's this. She's that. She's this. She's that. Bro, relax. Stick to forklift driving. Okay, it's not your place, Tony Mutski, jumping on Facebook every day, confusing all your followers. You're not a politician. You're a forklift driver. That's what you're good at. That. You know what I mean? And drinking Fanta at lunch. She's good at, either wrapping, stitching and plugging in Wagga, going left with Jerry Maguire and locking you up for 4 months. That's what she's good at. And obviously an array of different things that she probably did really well that I would never be able to do because I don't care enough about all of that kind of political world. It's the worst world in the world, to be honest. Sweating out here talking about her, bro. So that poor thing resigned. Now, that's the question. What are your thoughts on it? My thoughts on it is, I told you at the start of the episode, bro, we're divided. We're getting more and more divided. There's information, which is good. Having a lot of information is great. Too much information is great, okay, if you can sort through it, but not the average person needs too much information. All right, if you need it, go and look for it. Go and look for it. But if it's getting delivered to your phone every day, pushed onto you, and you cannot critically think about shit because you can barely go out and get the right ham for the ham, cheese, and tomato sandwich for your daughter. You know what I mean? You're coming back with bacon and putting that out unfried in a sandwich and running the risk of foodborne illnesses. If you're doing that, then you shouldn't be knowing about politics, bro. If you finished in year 10 and worked at a fruit shop for a while, and then, you went to Qantas, and after that you're a real estate agent, I'm not naming names, then politics might be a little deep for you, bro. Because politics involves a lot of high-level organisation, hierarchy. and schemes, bro. Like, how you can understand that? It's dealing with human beings. It's the worst thing to deal with. It's easier to deal with like pit bull terriers. Way easier. Give them a bunch of schmackers, they'll do what you want. With the humans, this is tough, bro. So that's my thought. We're more divided. Why are we more divided? A lot of information. Why a lot of information? Fucking Steve Jobs again, bro. He's the one. I want to change the world. I want to change the world. He's up there in the iCloud still updating your software on your phone. This guy will never quit. Steve Jobs is there. People were way happier before, bro. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Are you honest with yourself, bro? Go back 10 years, bro. I don't care whether you're 18 now and go back to when you're 8 or when you're 58. Go back to when you're 48. Were you happier? And I'm not talking about now because you got, rheumatoid arthritis in your elbow. I'm talking about, are you happier since you've been ensconced with the media, social media, and the political warfare that goes on in your palm every single day, bro? Are you happier? Yes or no? All right? I'm going to roll the dice here, bro. I don't care what you say. I'm going to roll the dice with more people are less happy and more people are more stressed and more people have got less hobbies and fun shit to do, even though they've got more time. So if you're going to cut it exactly like that and spread it all over YouTube. Because I could rant about this for a million hours straight. I've seen the destruction of relationships. I've seen more fun, and not just the COVID. This was even creeping up into COVID, where you can't sit around before people bring out their phones and you're staring at your phones. The youth are finished, bro. That's their durries. Like my youth had durries. Let's be honest. Now, I'm not going to say that our youth was better because we had our own problems. There was people graffitiing up the train wearing lad clothing, their dad's Lacoste pants and his Nautico shirt, and bended the hat at the front, smoking durries every day and taking fumes out of a aerosol can. That was that problem then in the 90s. And then there was like durries pumping everywhere and people drinking goon bags and vomiting everywhere and running out onto busy roads. There was that in the 90s. And then there was pingers in the 2000s. My mates had that and they were shoving pingers up their ass and then they didn't know whether they were a guy or a girl at the end of the night. And now in the 10s, it's just destruction of social media, bro. That coupled with drugs. So I think every 10 years there's going to be something that's going to buckle us. But the difference is, and this is a stark difference, right? And you can argue as much as your head could turn blue. I couldn't give a shit. You take it home, it's in your palm all day, every day. That's the difference, all right? You can have a cracker weekend with dim chair, bro, dim chair, you off chair, blago chair, border chair, all the fucking chairs, and then you go home. You leave it. That phone rings when it needs to ring. You go on the internet at the desktop. This is different. This is an onslaught into your actual mindset, your freedom. You can't think anymore, bro. You can't concentrate. Who can concentrate? In the real estate days in the early 2000s, I don't know how this is about Gladys Beridiclian, by the way. I'm going to wrap it around. Don't worry, I'll come back around like my mate Dimo used to go around the roundabout in his dad's Ford. Listen. Yes, all right. So you come home, you haven't got the thingies. Now, I don't know where I was now. Now, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just kept wrapping it around. So the phones have come out. That's it, real estate. 2005. Phone calls will come in. We all had mobile phones, but they're just the Nokia phones or whatever like that. No one's sitting on them. Their heads all bent down like that. No one's doing that all day. That's the next generation going to be born like that. No, and if you can't see this, it's my head's basically, my chin's touching my tits, basically. So everyone's staring at their phones. People are comparing each other constantly. Because it's not like you drive past someone's office and you go, wow, they've sold a lot of properties. You're like, this idiot has sent it to you. So he's interrupted your phone prospecting now. If you're at work or you're trying dresses on working at Suzanne Gray, she's interrupted you trying to zip up the fat girl there now. And I'm not having to go fat people because I'm slightly chubby myself. So, you know what I mean? Or general pants, whatever. Who cares? That it's in you. And do you know who benefits from it? Steve Jobs, bro. He doesn't give a shit. He's up in the iCloud cashing in. And all of those goons that work from Silicon Valley. Them and the social media guys and TikTok, China, these guys, they love it, bro. And what are you? We're just little fiends for them. The dopamine levels, the base level of dopamine has dropped. Listening to some guy called Huberman podcast, Andrew Huberman. I recommend it highly, bro. The guy's deep as an ocean when it comes to researching a whole bunch of neurological stuff. And he just throws things at you. I don't know half the stuff that he's talking about, but I'm licking rivers and I'm running. I'm getting every second, third word. So, truncate it. And then I can filter that through into my own head while I'm sleeping and understand a little bit more about what's going on in my head. Not much is, but a lot is at the same time. So that's what the difference was then. Now, how has this got to do with Gladys? How's it got to do with Gladys? I don't know. I'm going to go around. 7 or 8 people sent this same question, so I'm not even going to tell you who the person that asked the question is. Whoever it was, you're getting your answer now. Now we're more politically driven, okay? There was always the weirdos that were reading the paper. Some guy called Boris would sit there, read the paper. Some guy called Greg. Some guy called Robert Moss. They were going to read the paper. They don't give a shit. They're sitting there. They've got no lives. They're boring people. So they're going to sit there and they're going to rant and talk to each other. But the regular human being, my 17-year-old cousin went to play golf. He knew about all the politicians. He knew about Trump, Biden. He goes, Biden, he's got mental problems, bro. I'm like, you're 17. Have you bought a 3-pack of Bonds undies yet? You haven't. Your old lady is doing it. She's dropping you off to hardcore gym and picking you up so you can go and get El Jana's chicken on the way back. You're not ready for politics, bro. You're not ready for politics. Your main thing is to get 2 pairs of, shoelaces with your shoes just in case you want black or white when you go out to match them with your jeans. Your K-Subi jeans that you got from General Pants from your birthday money from your grandmother. You can't. So this is why. This is why Gladys is at the front. Gladys used to be for 45-year-old people plus. Now, I can't remember one Premier of New South Wales. I don't give a shit because I'm not a moron and I don't want to watch these politicians. They're the boringest people in the world. Imagine dedicating your whole life to putting parks in, right? There are people that do that, but it's just not me. It's boring. I don't want to do that stuff. I want to rap, want to meet my friends. I want to go out. I want to perform. That's what I want to do. Now they're the performers. They're the ones that are able to go out and meet their friends and perform. We've given them the whole platform of what we all used to do. And now we're at home, the boring ones, like the politicians. Now, I'll tell you why, bro. I'll tell you why. Attention. You're giving them attention. That's how power comes. That's how everyone gets voted in. From Trump to Beridiclian to Scott Morrison to whoever you power for, who cares? You don't know the whole truth. If you're going, I hate Scott Morrison, you're going to hate the next guy, bro. You just don't like yourself. That's the main thing. That's what politicians do. They polarize people, and the part of yourself that you love, you'll attach to that politician that might have certain qualities that probably doesn't. And the other side that you hate, you're going to rally against it. Idiot. Get him out of office, dog. You might have 1 point, bro. All right, he might be a moron in here. I'll get. But what are we gonna do, bro? If you're not actually petitioning and going there and changing governments and installing new people and keeping them accountable, don't yell. Don't look at them on your phone. And I'm saying this to myself as well. Don't share them to your mates. You'd rather share photos of golf and some little tetka wearing high heels. And even though I'm against that, like sharing that kind of stuff because they're doing nothing, they're sitting in Dubai in a restaurant taking photos in Westfield. But you know what I mean, bro? Go deeper. That's why Gladys is at the front of the newspaper everywhere, coupled in with COVID crisis, of course, and the extreme measures that she went through locking us down. And what else? She doesn't know what to do, bro. Let everyone out, get 50,000 people in hospitals, or lock everyone down and keep people to a minimum death rate. She doesn't know what to do. She took the safe route, the extreme route. Hate her for it, bro. Love her for it. If you let her out and then your cousin got sick and ended up on a respirator and your head will be spinning then, even then you wouldn't know what to do. You'll be like, she's an idiot. So, bro, please, it's an internal game. Life's an internal game. You can't blame them. There's only something they're doing as best as they can. As corrupt as they are, a lot of them are, that's all they're going to do forever. And trust me, they can't be that corrupt because there's people like ICOC out there to fucking put their heads on the platter. They want to do that, right? It's going to come out anyway. People can't stop talking. It's going to come out. So there's only so much you can sway before people rap or whatever. So that's just what it is. Don't take advantage of great numbers of people like that, and maybe it won't happen. But good and bad, bro. Good luck to her is what I got to say. It's not easy. She has to quit the whole parliament. She's probably going to hook up with that Jerry Maguire guy again. Bro, good luck to her. You need to replace her because the place can't be run by itself. It's chaos. You need to replace her, and we need to get off our phones more, start focusing on your golf swing, focusing on how to swing a leg. There's the missus calling me. See, when I said swing a leg, bang, she called straight away. So, I mean, what's it called? Divine intervention, bro. I'm actually going to go and answer that now because I want to secure the position for tonight. Good luck to you all. That was the answer to that question. Bang. Another question for Vlad here. Bro, this week is heavy, bro. I told you, from the whole political point, this is the political episode. I'm going to call it the political rant for political idiots like us. All right? That's what it's going to be called, right? We got to get out of it, guys. We need a tour, bro. I need a tour. I need to come back, meet everyone again like we did in February and March, a mad immaculate rap tour. And I think this one might be called People Have Lost It. Right, and together in the strategies, we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back, bro, because we need a little bit more fun in our life. Not everything is politics, bro. Actually, not much should be politics. Politics should be the borders around you that lets you play within, right? Some type of structure, but it shouldn't be everything. Anyway, huge fan. How do you handle when people talk shit behind your back? Will Blazewski. How do you handle... I mean, top England, bro. Speaking top England here. How do you handle it when people talk shit behind your back? Bro, it stings, bro. What are you going to say? It stings. No one likes to be betrayed, especially by people that they like and respect, especially by their friends, their loved ones, their missus. But everyone talks behind everyone's back, okay? To a certain degree, no one is innocent of that. And I know some people that are really quiet, like they don't want to say nothing bad, but even they will slip something out. It's like Jesus when he goes, I'm gone, bro. These Roman freaks coming here with the sandals, they're going to take me to the cleaners. And Peter and all that go, yeah, we won't say nothing, man. Don't worry, we'll say nothing. He goes, you, bro. You're the worst, bro. As soon as they come, the rooster's not even going to be able to crow 3 times. You're going to throw me to the cleans. You're going to admit it. He goes, no, JC, chill out, bro. Chill out. Then we have history, drinking wine, eating bread, fish, this, that. What are you talking about? And he's like, wait, bro. And here they come, the Italians, the Romans. They came in with like wearing like an old napkin and some thongs. And they took the man. And guess what? Peter ratted on his own master, or whatever you want to call him. He's teacher, they used to call him in old Bethlehem. Teacher. So he ratted on him. So did some other people, bro. You're with this man. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm innocent. I just got to go home to the kids, bro. I was just here to go and get some prunes. I'm not with him. The guy's saying he's the son of God. I'm just here like prunes, bro. Pears and prunes. Roughage. But even they did, bro. You know what? Because you're humans. And the best way to handle it, and it takes years to understand this, or you could just be predisposed to that character type that doesn't give a shit. My old man doesn't give a shit. He's the type of guy where you can do a full report on this guy in the media and he'll read it and go look at the paper and go, what a bunch of morons. It's water off a duck's back. He doesn't care. Because to him, he's working, he knows who he is and he doesn't give a shit what people's opinions are. So that's one way to do it, all right? And that's a really good way. Gary Canavi, he'll be like, work on yourself. Who gives a shit what anyone says about you? You got bigger fish to fry. Move forward. Let them drop off. That is great advice, bro. That is really good advice. But it hurts when people talk behind your back, especially if you thought they had your back or if you thought that they were your mate. The blessing here is that you can it reveals to you who they are. and then you can then better position yourself in life. But even with mates, they're going to talk behind your back. So that's just what it is. They're going to have your back, but. So that's the difference. You have mates. My mates will talk shit behind my back all the time, bro. Look at this bloke. Look at this bloke. They're going to say, of course, but they have my back. If I call them, I need them, they're there for me. I've got heaps of mates like that. Actually, it's withered down a little bit now, to be honest, because I don't need a lot of people around in my life. And you only hang around with people that you kind of got similar interests with if you get older. You know, people you respect yourself, you have good conversations with, crack a crafty, go to the park, you know, go surfing, lick rivers, this, that. That's gonna filter. But if you find someone being malicious behind your back, telling you, oh, this guy's nowhere, bro, William, he's a joke, bro, he's this and that, and you find out, best thing that can happen to you, move away. You don't need these blokes or girls around. And girls are up there as well, trust me. Girls are the worst amongst girls. They love to gossip amongst each other and destroy each other behind each other's backs. And then they'll see each other, hello, how you doing, Rochelle? Wow, you're looking amazing. What? You must be a size 6 now. She goes, no, I'm still a 10. Well, there's something. That dress is maybe lying to us. Don't lie. Are you doing Pilates? Are you documenting yourself doing Pilates in the garage? She goes, no, I've actually put about 4 or 5 COVID kilos on. Wow, you're amazing. Can we have lunch? Can we do lunch? Yeah, I'm actually hungry now. Not now. We'll do it another day. Like, contact me through social media, and then I'll stave you off a little bit further. And then, 10 years will slip by and still we haven't had lunch. Why? Because I really don't want to have lunch with you. I can't act you, but when I see you, I don't have the balls to just cross the road. So I pretend to be a mate. And that's a world of women, bro. It happens all the time. I've seen it. And don't think, and they say, not all girls are like that. Yeah, they're not. Not all of them, but a lot. Definitely. So, I don't know, bro. My mate once, his missus ditched him. And one of my other mates looked at him and he goes, ice the shoulder up, bro. Ice your shoulder up and move forward. Easier said than done, but he did ice his shoulder up, found a new missus, got 2 kids, moved on with his life. Life is way better than when he was with that catastropha. All right, so there's your answer to that, bro.